Well, of course, right when I start the camera, Charlie wants to thank me for taking him out in the rain. Okay, greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here with Charlie. And this is my routine kiss here before we go anywhere on the way home. He's got to do. It's really unsafe. I know. Wait, let me look. Okay, nobody coming but a school bus. Okay, we're safe. All right, well, you know, I was reading the comments on my last video about the Oregon mass shooting that went down. Charlie, it's so hard to do a video with you trying to French kiss me. I didn't know you was that kind of a fella. I thought we was just friends. Oh no, oh dear, that you loved me that way. Why don't you sit on my lap? It will make it official. So, one of my awesome listeners, and I can't recall the name, and probably shouldn't give the name anyways, but, well, fuck, you guys can see it in the comments. Never mind. These are all ad-lib. I don't have anything planned to say. But basically, one of the things that he recommended he would like to see was me do a video on the shooting, but I think he wanted me to go into more of a philosophical description of my feelings in terms of, you know, why kids are doing, or young people are resorting to this type of violence. Or, you know, I thought it was a good idea. I've done it before, and, you know, I may repeat myself, but that's common. You know, once you get Alzheimer's, you know, you do shit like that. You know, and certainly I'm not qualified any more than anyone else to try and analyze and break down the, you know, sociopaths in this country that resort to this type of thing. But I do have my own opinion, just like everybody else should. And I'm going to share it with you. And if you don't like it, then go back to, I guess I'm here first. Go back to the video of Paris Hilton's ass. There are so many possibilities as to why this is on the rise, this type of gun violence. I mean, I think a lot of it is a domino effect. I think a lot of young people are influenced. If they're weak on any level and they see something publicized where somebody really skyrocketed to instant fame doing the very thing that they fantasized about, I think that's a bit of a catalyst. It's almost like suicide. There's a town, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's in the United Kingdom, where, you know, they have so many suicides, it's almost, and they're almost all hangings. And it's like, you know, every week somebody's hanging themselves. I understand it's a good place to hang around. Just kidding. I understand they have a lot of swingers there. I knocked myself out. No, but get a grip on it. So, I think what happens is, you know, everybody mourns the loss of somebody, and, you know, then they want to be a hero or get in the limelight, whatever. And this guy, you know, I mean, by now you've seen or heard his suicide note, and, you know, he talked about how you could go from a nobody to everybody knows who you are in one day. Whatever. My beliefs actually go a little bit deeper than that because I'm so cerebral. No, but I honestly believe there's a tie-in, and I'm not one of these guys that says we have to do away with this, but I think this is a real change in the dynamic and the fabric of our society. And what I'm talking about is this love affair we have with social media and the internet, you know. And I'm just looking, as I'm making a video for the internet, I'm just as guilty. But my point is, I don't think everybody is capable of dealing with some of the consequences that we're seeing as a result of this. You know, what are those consequences? I don't think young people today, by and large, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, I'm generalizing here, but I don't think that they have any of the social skills that you and I have or had at their age. And what I mean by that is, you know, when you ask somebody how many friends they have, you know, they may very seriously, without any indication of humor, tell you that they've got, you know, 2,500 friends, and what they're talking about is their Facebook friends, meaning that the majority of these people they've never met and never will meet. But this is our friend circle. I mean, think back when you and I were young. I mean, our friends all had their bikes in the front yard, and you could tell how many friends a guy had by how many bikes were in the guy's yard. Yeah, after school or during summer. So I think one of the things we lose is, as a society, I just had a fucking literally, that was like some mental shit. I went, bah. One of the things we lose as a society when we live our lives in the virtual world is the inability to really size each other up, you know, from the standpoint of being able to physically see somebody and read all of the cues that people give off their faces. For example, if you're talking to me face to face and my expression changes, you'll be able to tell really quick whether or not the thing I'm saying makes me sad, happy, or angry. Or even as you're talking to me and you watch my face, you can tell by my reaction physically whether or not I'm in agreement with you. You know, I'll be nodding my head in the affirmative, or I may be like, you know, start to prematurely shake my head as I think of my retort, my rebuttal. You know, those kind of things are important, and you can't get that in a chat room, and you can't get that in like a video game, what do they call it, like a lobby, where a lot of these kids, this is where they're doing all of their social interaction. They're going to completely not develop their instincts, you know, the intuitive feeling that the person you're talking to is a lying piece of shit, or a manipulative person who's getting ready to, you know, talk you into something that you're going to regret. I think that plays a huge role in what's going on here, because, I mean, let's just break it down in simple terms. You're 17 years old. You've spent the last 5 years, almost the majority of every day, slaughtering people on video games because you're playing Call of Duty 2. I'm not blaming all of this stuff on that. I'm just talking about this is the stimulus that our young people are getting. So they're slaughtering hundreds and thousands of people, digital people, in a fake environment that has to have a desensitizing effect on people. You know, when you look back on, you know, guys that are my age, you know, 50 and above, I'm 53, so, you know, when I was a kid, if you saw any blood at all, like a little spot on somebody when they were shot in a movie, you know, you thought about it for a week, you know. And now you got to literally see somebody's brains come out of their head and slide across the fucking dining room floor in a movie to get any kind of reaction out of the audience, because they've seen it all before on video games and all kinds, you know, with all the technology. You understand my point. So I think what happens is, okay, so you're that kid and you're 17, you slaughter people every day, and then on top of that, you've got some psychological issue that's underlying, you know, not something that's really overt. You know, you're not walking around, you know, talking to imaginary people, but maybe you're a bit of an introvert, which is common with today's kids, because again, here, you know, they don't get it. They don't have the external social skills that we had. So you're a bit of an introvert, you got all kinds of issues, throw in a few more, maybe some mommy, daddy issues, whatever. When you start to put your little plan together, because you saw on the news that these assholes in Columbine and in Blacksburg, how much attention they got, and nobody gives you attention because you're a homely, ugly cocksucker that the girls don't talk to, like that Elliot fuckface out in the West Coast that killed a bunch of people. Elliot Rogers here. If you haven't seen that video, that's the guy making YouTube videos before he went on a rampage. I am beautiful, but you girls you insist on going out with those tattooed brutes. And the guy made me want to fucking hit him. But anyways, he's dead. So, yeah. You know, if you add all of that up and slowly you start putting a plan together, starts off as a fantasy. You fantasize when you're playing Call of Duty that you're mowing motherfuckers down that have done you wrong, society. Well, it's not a big leap to actually, you know, when you become 19, 20, 21, to go out and fucking either buy guns or steal guns or get your dad's gun and just, you know, you're suicidal. Basically, these guys are all suicidal. And what they've done is they've managed to create a plan that not only allows them to commit suicide, which they're going to do anyways, but to also go out and make a little history, make a name for themselves. So that's my answer to that. Now, the other part of this conversation I wanted to be about the shooting itself in Oregon, and I've talked about this when other shootings have happened. One of the guys, I think he was a Army veteran or National Guard guy or whatever, real hero. He's the guy that jumped on the fucking shooter and wrestled him and shit, and he ended up getting shot 7 times. And I saw the picture of him yesterday in his hospital bed. He's smiling. He's a good-looking guy. I wonder what he's doing tomorrow. I didn't mean it like that, but he's a good-looking dude, man, and he did the right thing. And it irritates me because the witnesses to the shootings said that the asshole was basically had everybody sit on the floor, and in one by one he'd say, "Stand up. Are you Christian?" "Yes, I am." "Well, good. You're gonna meet God in 1 second." Shoots him in the head. Next guy. "Are you Christian?" Got to hand it to these people, these young people who were so brave and had such strong faith that they knew what was going to happen. "Yes, I am." Boom. If you said no, they shot you in the leg. So what I'm wondering is, when are we going to stop as people allowing ourselves to be gunned down like sheep? I mean, think about it. You stand up, you're close enough. I'm going to assume that this guy wasn't across the room dictating this. And if you can reach him even in one step, you stand up, and when his lips are moving, remember we talked about lag time, as long as his mouth's moving, his brain is going to be a little bit delayed in pulling the trigger once he has to realize that you're attacking. That gives you more than enough time to push that barrel of that weapon out of the way, start to work on taking the weapon while you're, basically causing his testicles to turn into powder as you knee and kick and gouge out eyes and do whatever it takes until that gun is in your possession. But yet people don't do that for some reason. And the reason I want you to focus for a minute on the guy that was shot 7 times is going to be just fine. I have said this 1,000 times on videos, people. And I'm talking to you that don't know this. As a cop, as a retired cop I've seen more than my share of people shot. It is very rare these days with modern technology in terms of medicine and medical attention. It's very rare to get killed by getting shot, unless you're shot in the head, the heart, or the spine. Our medical response and just all of it has just advanced to such a stage that we're all minutes away from a hospital. You're gonna get shot. Just assume that you're gonna get shot, and so what? Don't think you're gonna die. Just take it like that dude took it. He took 7 rounds and he's fine. It's worth it. And besides, would you rather stand there and say, "Yes, I'm Christian," and then boom, just let somebody take your life? Or would you rather die taking steps to protect yourself and the people in that room? I mean, if you're in that situation, man, as soon as that guy says anything like "shut the fuck up" or "get" or whatever, or "say goodbye, motherfucker," the minute he starts to say something, you lunge with 500%, all of it. You don't hold nothing back, not one fucking pubic hair back. You just suck up all the energy out of the bowels of the earth, and you explode on this motherfucker as if he's a paper fucking mache dude, and you rip him to fucking shreds. When the fucking cops finally get there, you need to be holding all of his intestines in one hand and his fucking gallstone in the other hand, just to show that you knew what a gallstone looked like and how impressed you are that it was that big, and this poor guy must have been in pick shots of fuck. You get what I'm saying? Fight for your life. Don't give your life up. Nobody should be able to take somebody's life. Just take it as if it's not worth anything. There's no excuse for that. I'm so sorry for those that lost their lives, but for those that are still alive, remember, man, unless they somehow magically make every weapon on the planet vanish, there's always going to be mass shootings. This is just the way it goes. No law can stop that. Okay? What we need to do is first of all, we have no more mental institutions to put nutcases in. That would be what I would do, is when I was a president, so open up those motherfuckers again, instead of pushing them into the prisons where they get not only worse mentally, but learn new skills on how to be bigger assholes than they were. So I don't know, man. I hope that made sense. Sometimes I probably think I should stop and think before I fucking hit record, but it's so fun to be spontaneous, isn't it, lover boy? I know. I was thinking the same thing, only I was thinking it in Spanish. All right, you guys. I hope you're having a good weekend. LMS Tactical, I'm out of here.